Weather in Central Texas can be unexpected a lot of times. Stick with Storm for your trusted local weather updates so you can get your daily forecast updates and storm weather coverage from a trusted team you can trust. Stay ahead of the storm with Storm Austin. Storm Austin, Austin's trusted local weather source. Weather in Central Texas can be unexpected a lot of times. Stick with Storm for your trusted local weather updates so you can get your daily forecast updates and storm weather coverage from a trusted team you can trust. Stay ahead of the storm with Storm Austin. Storm Austin, Austin's trusted local weather source.
Hey there everybody, Chief Forecaster David. We're streaming live on the Storm TV network channel here. We have the latest with severe weather chances in our forecast, which we're going to break down here momentarily. If you guys have any comments, questions, want to say hi or anything like that, feel free to throw that my direction. Alright, we got lots to talk about. Let's go ahead and hop on the green screen here. This is where we have a whole lot of details that I'm going to be talking about your forecast. So, as I mentioned, let's jump over to our green screen. Where should I go with this here? Is it... I think it's this one. Yes, it is. Alright, so as you can see right now, it is a overcast. It's overcast right now. Let me push the play button on this real quick. And then we can continue talking about the weather Play button. There we go. There you go. See the flags whipping around? That tells you it's a breezy evening out there across South Central Texas. So this is a live look right now at Bee Cave. You can see overcast conditions right now. And the overcast conditions will continue throughout the next couple of hours across the area. But again, the winds are whipping. That's an indicator of some strong wind gusts out there this evening across the viewing area. All right, now let's hop on the green screen. We're already on the green screen, but let's go ahead and hop on here and talk more about your forecast for tonight. So looking at radar right now, it's dry, it's quiet, it's going to stay like that throughout the next couple of hours across South Central Texas. As we take a look at what's going on back off towards the west, we got an area of low pressure that's happening right now towards California, near Baja California. So this is one low pressure system. Then we go a little bit further north, another area of low pressure back up towards Nevada right now. And then here soon, these two are going to equal sign means they're going to come together, and then it's going to become a low pressure system. It's going to be its own thing here eventually. So those two low pressures will become one, and it will eventually bring us storm chances as we approach Easter weekend, which we'll break down here momentarily. All right, we're shooting alert day Friday night for strong storms and noisy conditions. So usually when I issue weather alert days, it's not always for severe weather. It's when I think that, hey, there might be some interrupting weather plans, or if you have any plans outdoors or any plans in general, it could get interrupted by some storms, strong winds probably. So I've decided to throw out an alert day for Friday night. There's a very small severe threat, but I think we could have a few strong storms out there. Gusty winds, yeah, can't rule that out. Some small hail, can't rule that out either. But if you're traveling, that's where things could be a little bit more impactful. So that's why I've thrown out an alert day Friday night. But that's just one of our alert days. We have a better alert day, I should say, more confident of an alert day Saturday night going into Easter Monday, or Easter morning, not Monday. We got severe weather potential, and the impacts could be quite early in the morning, which again we'll break down here very soon. So as we take a look at the headlines here, thunderstorms are expected now tomorrow night. When we last talked, I wasn't really anticipating storms to happen overnight Thursday, but chances are increasing now. The confidence is going up. Also track some isolated storms as we approach our Saturday, and then severe storms Saturday night going to Easter morning. So future cast of the Friday morning, ridge of high pressure out in the Gulf of America right now. It's pumping in moisture our direction. So you've been curious, or you've also been noticing, there's been cloud cover the past couple of days mixed in with the sun. Today's more clouds than the sun. But the reason behind that is because we've got this area of high pressure, as mentioned, is pumping in moisture towards the state of Texas, here in the Lone Star state of Texas, in this ridge area of clouds. Actually, this kind of cloud line goes further northwest. But main general zone is right here. It's mostly cloudy. It's also significantly muggier outside as well than it has been compared to other days. Still partly cloudy, still muggy. This is Friday afternoon tomorrow. High pressure will start to go more towards the east, but as it decides to push more off towards the east, we'll kind of get less moisture coming in from the Gulf of America, like high pressure systems up here. We're getting tons of winds coming in from the Gulf. But once it pushes more off towards the east, the wind speeds will slowly start to die down, and the mugginess will still be existent. It's just when the high pressure is further away, that's when the things start to calm down slightly. And then when it's a lot closer, that's when the clouds and mugginess starts to ramp up. And that's how it's been the past couple of days. And as the high pressure moves further off towards the east on Friday, that's when things will start to calm down for us for the clouds and mugginess. As we approach Friday evening, you can see high pressure is gone, but it's going to be well off towards the east in the Gulf of America, more over there. But muggy and partly cloudy conditions tomorrow evening. Isolated shower or storm may try to develop, something we'll watch. All right, round one of storms, if this can happen, Saturday in the morning at 1. We have an alert posted for some storms that could be noisy, could be on the loud side. So across portions of the northern hill country, Mason, Llano, Gillespie counties, we may have a few storms that may try to bubble up. Fast forwarding until 7 in the morning on our Saturday, you can see showers and storms. As of right now, we're not thinking any of these storms should make it to the I-35 corridor, but it's merely towards Kendall County, Blanco, Burnett County, and areas west where there could be some decent storms. So something we'll monitor and watch. And about 1 p.m. on Saturday, there might be a few storms off towards your east, but overall, most of us are drying out, and there could be a few isolated to scattered shower activity throughout the day on Saturday. So from the Storm Prediction Center with our Storm Zone, there we go, for Friday night and Saturday morning. The Storm Prediction Center has highlighted portions of Mason County under a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk for some strong to maybe a severe storm. As of now, hail near quarters if we can get under the right storm, and wind gusts upwards to 45 to 60 miles per hour, and tornadoes are not anticipated. All right, this is our secondary round of storms. This is 7 p.m. on Saturday. We'll have a few isolated thunderstorms that will try to develop. Some of these could be on the severe side too, by the way. If we get any storms that happen in the evening time, and the better area to see storms in the evening time tomorrow, or excuse me, on Saturday, will be across the hill country. So again, storms happen. If they can bubble up, tap into our moisture that we have here in South Central Texas, well, storms could really get going. And again, it could cause some hail and winds if we get some lone isolated storms that try to bubble up. All right, in about 1 in the morning, it says we'll have nothing really happening. I don't know if I agree with this, but it says that. And then by 7 in the morning, well, this is fast forward more than how I want it to be. It was supposed to show a strong line of storms back out west and then weekend as it approaches the metro, but that did not do the correct model run. Don't know what model run we're using. I think it's a Euro model, so ignore it. I don't know. So how it was supposed to go was they're supposed to have this colorful line of storms back up towards the west, and eventually, once it makes it to the metro, especially the weekend, should look something like this, kinda. But this did not go as planned on how I wanted the model run to go. But oh well. So, anyways, your severe threat, at least this works. Our storm zone, Saturday night to Sunday morning. There's a level 1 out of 5 marginal risk of severe weather for Milam County, parts of Williamson, Travis, Hayes, down to Bexar County, even parts of Comell County, Caldwell, Bastrop, and Lee counties also included in this marginal risk of severe weather. And we have a level 2 risk of severe weather for parts of northwestern Travis, western Williamson County, and everybody else across the hill country. So that's a level 2 risk of severe weather out of 5 that the hill country is in. Main concerns: hail up to ping pongs, wind speeds up to 55 to 75 miles per hour, and there is a very, very low tornado threat in our forecast Saturday night into Easter morning. The Weather Prediction Center, has issued a level 1 out of 4 marginal risk of flooding for the Austin Metro, now included, all the way towards Kendall County and all of the hill country, and also Williamson County and Milam counties under this level 1 out of 4 marginal risk of flooding. And then just barely towards our north, towards Lampasas County, there's a level 2 risk of flooding going all the way up towards Dallas-Fort Worth. And then on Sunday, as of right now, no flash flood threat expected. All right, rainfall amounts for this round of rain, counting tomorrow, kind of tomorrow night, but really early Saturday morning's amount of rain going into Sunday morning. By Monday morning at 1 a.m. is hinting a 1/4 of an inch of rain to maybe an inch of rain possible. And then further southeast you go, the less the totals. Further west you go, the greater the totals. By the way, this is not our only opportunity for rain. We got more rain chances, more storm chances in our forecast next week. So when things are almost said and done, by next Thursday at 7 p.m., we could have areas anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches of rain. This zone in particular desperately needs the rain, which I'll show you why here in a moment. I do see the chat. I'll read some of those comments here in a moment. And then further south you go, of course, unfortunately, less the totals. All right, tonight's forecast in the capital city. Tonight, low of 69, mostly cloudy skies and patchy fog could be possible tomorrow. Tonight's lows across south central Texas, ranging from the mid to upper 60s, perhaps a few lower 70s towards the coastal plains. Mostly cloudy skies, winds south at 15 to 25 miles per hour, and it is a breezy evening out there right now. Your allergy index, we got oak, grass, willow, cedar in the moderate count, and then we got mold in the high count, brought to you by Cavia. And as we take a look at our forecast for tomorrow, we're going with 90 degrees for a high with partly to mostly cloudy skies, muggy, and a really breezy one tomorrow with a very tiny 10% precipitation chance. High temperatures tomorrow into the middle to upper 80s, and perhaps a few low 90s could be possible. Capital City, we may hit 90. San Antonio, maybe 91. LaGrange, maybe even 90. College Station behind me on the right could be around 90 degrees, so something to watch. And as mentioned, we need the rain desperately. Taking a look at the latest drought monitor update that came out today, not a whole lot of changes with this update today, but you can see, an exceptional drought. Top tier level drought across a really good chunk of the area, I should say. Of course, something we're watching closely, and at least we do have some decent rain chances, I guess you could say, in our forecast here. But update on lake levels, Lake Travis at 43%, and then we have Lake Buchanan at 55%. So your Easter weekend forecast here, high of 90 on Friday, 86 on Saturday with a 30% rain chance. I know it's only a 20% Friday night and Saturday. I'm doing it by coverage, so for the coverage part of my viewing area. So about 20% of my viewing area could see storm chances overnight Friday and Saturday. And again, the coverage is very small at a 20%. And then again, it ramps up to a 30% Saturday. Isolated storms are possible. Then overnight Saturday and Sunday, we got that 60% rain chance in the forecast. As of now, I think storm chances could end after 9 a.m. on Easter Sunday. So if you're out in the hill country, rain chances, storm chances should end probably after 8 a.m. If in the Austin Metro, probably after 9 a.m. In our eastern counties, should be done with rain after 10 in the morning. So it could be a little bit of a damp start to Easter egg hunting or anything like that, but on your way to commuting to church and stuff like that, definitely early service, there will be some storms. So have that umbrella on standby. Taking a look at that 7-day forecast for you, we got 90 for Good Friday with mostly cloudy skies. Again, a 20% rain chance overnight Friday into Saturday, and then that 60% rain chance Saturday night into Sunday. By the way, we got more rain chances here in our forecast. So if we go ahead and hold on Sunday here, you can see Saturday night into Sunday morning, we have a severe weather threat in effect for parts of the area. Again, level 2 risk of severe weather for parts of Williamson and Travis counties and all of the hill country. Again, hail up to ping pongs, wind speeds 55 to 75 miles per hour and a very low tornado threat. So again, this is what we're expecting Saturday night into Sunday. And as we return back to your 7-day forecast, you can see for the rest of the work week, for half of the work week next week, 70s and 80s in the forecast with scattered to isolated storm chances after Monday of next week. So again, lots for watching, lots for monitoring, and lots to keep you up to date on here on that forecast for you across South Central Texas. All right, so if you're just tuning into the forecast and you missed everything, don't worry, we're about to rerun the entire thing here in just a moment. So if you guys got any questions, comments, or anything like that, now's your time to shine. Now's your time to throw them my way, as I will check them out. Speaking of that, here we go. EF60, no EF60s right now. We got Paul in the chat tonight. We got severe weather weekend in Illinois. Not fun for kids. Look for eggs outside. Yeah, definitely not looking good for that. There's a level 2 risk of severe weather across portions of Illinois and Indiana. Speaking of weather right now, there's actually an active tornado watch across portions of Iowa, I believe, right now. So, of course, I'm monitoring things closely on that note. I heard your birthday earlier this week. Happy birthday. Hey, thank you very much, Paul. Thank you very much. But yeah, once again, if you guys got any more comments, feel free to throw that my direction. And then once we wrap up your forecast again here, we're going to go more in depth on everything. What I mean by that is we're going to talk more about some changes to the YouTube channel, which you might have noticed some already with tonight's stream, but even more coming to our future. So let's go ahead and jump on the green screen here as we do another update on your forecast. So as we go ahead and oh, there's my head right there. Okay. Okay, so we are ready. Okay, make sure everything was finalized and everything was ready to go. All right, taking a live look outside right now at Bee Cave. I just noticed the banner is not there. 1 second. It's always important to have the banner. Where is it? Right here? No, where are you? Well, I have somehow lost my live button on the top left of the screen. If y'all were watching earlier, we had a live button up there, but it's not there anymore. So I actually have no clue where in the world it went. Is this it? Title and logo? No, it's not that. I don't know where it went. Oh, wow. It's like completely deleted. Okay. Alright, so again earlier, I don't know if you guys remember, I had a little live bug right here. It said live Skycam network. And it's gone. I have no clue where it went, so I'm going to have to figure out what happened when we end the stream. Okay, very interesting. Alright, now let's go ahead and jump over to the radar here. I need to switch scenes here. There's the radar. So as we take a look at the active conditions out there right now across south central Texas, again, it's pretty quiet outside. Again, one thing that we have right now is the wind speeds out there. It's pretty muggy. What else? It's muggy, it's cloudy, it's breezy. It's just, I don't know. It's not my kind of weather, for me at least. But anyways, that's what's happening outdoors. In the big picture, we're tracking our water vapor satellite imagery here, and up towards Baja California, or near Baja California, we're checking this area of low pressure right in this zone. But look at this, we got another area of low pressure back in this direction here. In the next probably like 3 to 4 hours from now, eventually these two low pressure systems are going to equal together. They're going to become one big low pressure system and will drive its way eastward and bring us storm chances for parts of the area starting tomorrow night, which we'll break down here soon. Speaking of that, we have an alert day in effect Friday night for strong storms. Some of these could be noisy. This is mainly for the hill country, not for the Austin-San Antonio metro area. And we've issued another alert day for Saturday night and the Easter morning. Severe weather, impactful plans could happen for like early church morning services here in South Central Texas. So your headlines, thunderstorms are expected tomorrow night. Some of those could be strong. Isolated storms on Saturday throughout the day. Maybe a few strong ones can't be ruled out. And then more confidence and severe weather chances as we approach Saturday night into early Easter Sunday morning. As we take a look at your Friday morning forecast here, we've got a high pressure system that will happen off towards the Gulf of America. That's pumping in moisture, pumping in fuel our direction. So it's going to be a muggier morning tomorrow, mostly cloudy to start, maybe even some low-level clouds across this region here that's shaded in gray. But then as we get into the afternoon, high pressure starts to drift a little bit off towards the east. So as it goes more towards the east, we'll have some chances to see some peaks of sun between those clouds on Friday afternoon. Still looking pretty muggy. But then as we get into Friday evening, low pressure system gets closer, high pressure as well towards our east. Muggy and partly cloudy conditions start to occur. Isolated shower or storm may try to bubble up, especially in the zone of gray. Alright, so future track at 1 in the morning on Saturday. Again, we posted an alert day in effect for 1 a.m. going to about 8 a.m. for the hill country Saturday morning. Why? Storms could be loud, could be impactful if you have any morning plans at 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. So that's why we've thrown out that alert day. Again, only for the hill country. As it gets 7 in the morning, there you go, showing you some good coverage of storms. About 20% of my viewing area, the hill country, will see storms on Saturday. And then by the afternoon, coverage pretty much wraps up, and we'll have a secondary round of storms that may try to happen later in the evening on Saturday. More for areas around I-35 and east, but something we'll watch for Saturday. Storm Prediction Center has highlighted portions of Mason County under a level 1 out of 5. Marginal risk of severe weather. You can see right there. What are the threats? We could have hail upwards to quarters, wind speeds 45 to 60 miles per hour, and tornadoes are not expected. Alright, here is 7 p.m. on Saturday. We may have a few isolated storms that may try to happen between 7 p.m. to probably about 11 p.m. on Saturday. If any storms can get going, they could pack a punch with large hail and damaging winds, because these storms would develop ahead of a strong squall line of storms. We'll have tons of moisture, tons of humidity, super muggy conditions that will happen. So this is going to be a primed area, I guess you could say, for a few isolated storms. Again, if they can develop, they can be pretty impactful with hail and wind. So I posted out an alert day for Saturday evening going into the overnight into Sunday morning until about 9 a.m. on Easter Sunday, which we'll break down more here in a moment. So again, isolated storms may happen. By 1 in the morning, it says we'll get a break in the activity, but this particular model does not want to show the squall line of storms. It actually skips 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, goes right to 7 a.m. for some reason. But here's 1 in the morning, shows you nothing really happening. By 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., that's when we'll get a squall line of storms that will come in. As it gets closer to the I-35 corridor, that's when things should start to weaken and that's what the Storm Prediction Center also agrees with. Once it hits the Austin, San Antonio metro areas towards the I-35 corridor, storm should weaken, but should be a little bit more stronger. Areas off towards the west, we are under level 2 out of 5, slight risk of severe weather for the entirety of the hill country. Main impacts, we could have hail upwards of ping pongs, especially in Mason, Llano, Gillespie counties, maybe McKendall County. We'll watch it. And in wind speeds, 55 to I think 75 mile per hour winds. Might be overdoing it. I think it's going to be mainly between 55 to 65 miles per hour, but we'll keep eyes on it here at the Storm Alert Weather Center. And then tornado threat is very low. As of right now, we are not anticipating any tornadoes in our forecast. All right, flash flooding concerns on Saturday. It's a level 1 out of 4 marginal risk for the Austin metro and in areas towards the hill country for parts of northern and Lampasas County and towards Dallas-Fort Worth under a level 2 out of 4 flooding threat. And then on Sunday, you can see no threat is in existence. So by storms are said and done by early morning, well, storms should be said and done by like after 10 a.m. on Sunday, but this goes all the way into 1 in the morning on Monday. It shows you area wide, anywhere from nothing, a grand total of nothing. Well, from nothing to a grand total to near an inch of rain. That's where we could probably see some decent amounts of rain. Again, we'll be towards the hill country with rainfall amounts near an inch. That'll be the grand total. And then, not lucky, barely anything. And then by 7 p.m. on Thursday, I was going to point this out, we got more opportunities of rain in the next couple of weeks. I think we've entered a kind of a active weather pattern is what I'm going to say here. For the next couple of weeks, things will continue to get active. So this weekend, active. Next week will be active. And we'll have storm chances definitely Tuesday through Friday of next week. This is Thursday at 7 p.m., indicating 1 to 2 inches of rain, really anywhere from New Braunfels points north, areas from South New Braunfels all the way down to South Texas, anywhere from nothing to maybe an inch of rain. See that red just outside of our viewing area? That's indicating rainfall amounts, maybe even up to 3 to 4 inches. So, yeah, lots can change. A lot of ironing out, of course, will occur, but lots to monitor. Overall tonight, the capital city tonight, Austin, 69 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, maybe some patchy fog tomorrow morning, something we'll watch. Tonight's lows across south central Texas, ranging from the middle to upper 60s, perhaps a few low 70s towards the coastal plains with mostly cloudy skies, and the breezy conditions will continue. Rheology index, we got oak, grass, willow, and cedar in the moderate count, while we got mold in the high count. This update was brought to you by KView with today's algae counts. Tomorrow's forecast, we got a high of 90 degrees, partly cloudy skies to mostly cloudy skies, muggy and breezy, maybe an isolated storm chance, especially in the late day, as well as some mugginess and moisture, and again, maybe some fog. That's why we have that 10% precipitation chance. By the afternoon tomorrow, area wide, middle to upper 80s, and then low 90s could be possible for the capital city, as well as LaGrange and San Antonio tomorrow afternoon. All right, what about the droughts? We got an update that came out this Thursday. Today's Thursday, so a new update came out. You can see exceptional drought across portions of the hill country through San Antonio and areas towards the west. We desperately need the rain, and fortunately, we do have some decent rain chances here in our forecast. Update on lake levels. Lake Buchanan's gone down 1% this week at 55%, and Lake Travis still holding steady at 43%. All right, Easter weekend, recap it here. I got 90 degrees for high on Friday, 10% rain chance, mainly in the morning, with that potential drizzle and maybe some fog. 20% rain chance, coverage-wise, pointing that out. This is coverage-wise for parts of my viewing area, mainly towards the hill country. 20% of my counties I cover in the hill country. Well, 20 out of 20 plus counties I cover here in south central Texas, only about 6 counties will see some storms. So a lot of adding and multiplying and stuff like that results up to about a 20% of my viewing area because of some storms Friday night into Saturday morning. Throughout the day on Saturday, we'll have these isolated storm chances possible. So as a result of a 30%, 86 for Saturday, and then Easter Sunday into the morning, 60% rain chances overnight into Sunday, high temperature topping up right around 75 degrees. So let's take a look at the extended storm 7-day forecast here. So recap it all. Once again, 90 degrees for Friday, Good Friday's tomorrow, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, more isolated thunderstorms throughout the day. Something we'll watch, high of 86. But not just that, so we're going to be monitoring a storm threat, again, mainly towards the hill country, a level 2 out of 5, slight risk of storms with hail upwards of 55 That's winds. Hail upwards of ping pongs and wind speeds between 55 to 75 miles per hour, which I don't think we'll have 75 mile per hour wind gusts. I think we'll have mainly upwards to 65 maybe, but something to watch. Tornadoes, again, are not anticipated, but storms will be the strongest across the hill country. And once you get closer to the metro and I-35 corridor, that's when they should start to weaken. So then that's where we have that marginal risk underway. And then throughout the next 7 days, especially this, we already talked about this weekend, so now let's talk about next week. So next week, looking mostly dry for Monday for right now. Partly cloudy conditions is what we're going with right now, but then we're talking about 80-degree temperatures returning Tuesday through Thursday. Again, isolated to scattered storm chances are possible. As of right now, I'm not seeing any severe weather threats with these, but still lots of ironing out, lots of changes could occur with this. All right, you're taking a live look here, or let me click the play button. There you go. Now we're taking a live look out there right now in Bee Cave, Texas. And again, you can see that it is a breezy one. I mentioned the winds will continue to be strong, and you can see it on our live shot right now at 6:34 here this evening. You can see it's still pretty breezy out there this evening outside. All right, here's an update, a live update with our weather alert tracker here, brought to you by Mirror Network here. We're checking a tornado warning right now in the national weather terms here. A new tornado warning's been issued for parts of Nebraska this evening. So as we go ahead and click this here, new information here. Tornado warning in effect for a portion. This doesn't tell me. Oh, there we go. Areas affected: Dodge, Nebraska; Douglas, Nebraska; Washington, Nebraska, included in this tornado warning. Tornado and baseball size hail included with this. This is radar indicated rotation. This dangerous storm will be near Bennington and Kenra around 6:35 p.m. this evening. So again, that's the latest update in the national weather term of severe weather this evening. And if you guys ever have pictures or anything like that, pictures, videos of, again, anything, feel free to reach out to us on social media at Storm TV Network on X, and make sure to subscribe right here on the YouTube channel for further updates on local weather here in the Austin, San Antonio area. And we also do national weather too, just to throw that out, not just local weather here in this central Texas area. And then, of course, if you ever want to reach out to me personally, make sure to check me out on X and Instagram at DavidALFWX. Before we officially wrap up your forecast here for tonight, I want to go ahead and talk about one more thing here. We're expected to be wetter than average, according to the Climate Prediction Center. We're going to be above average in precipitation next Wednesday through Sunday, and then temperatures we're expected to be warmer than average as well. So again, lots to watch and to monitor. All right, I do see some comments in the chat. We'll go ahead and read them right now. So if you guys have anything else you want to add or throw my way, now is your chance to do so, as we're live on air this evening. All right, Paul. Hi, Dave. I'm very proud for you getting 1,000 followers on YouTube. Thank you very much. Had a whole lot of help with my amazing team, though. Definitely cannot have been done just by me. I was thinking if you got TikTok account, you might do weather updates. I think I did that before in the past. No one really watched them because I think I mainly focused. I don't know. No one really. Well, when you do, if anyone does like TikTok content, they kind of want to see what's happening nationally. They never really want like local updates. And what I'll be doing is probably like local Austin, San Antonio updates. So I don't think much people would watch if I did TikTok videos like forecasting, but I don't know. Maybe when it comes to hurricane season, we'll see what happens. But as of now, not right now, I don't think. But I was thinking if you got, yeah, I don't know, maybe, but we'll see what happens. All right, so that's pretty much everything that I have to talk about this evening, guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Let's go ahead and give you guys a final check of our 7-day forecast, and then I will talk to y'all tomorrow. I have no school tomorrow, so I'll have another update in your forecast tomorrow evening, probably around this time, maybe even 7 o'clock probably. We'll see. It depends how pumped and ready I am for the weather. Oh, that's right. We have a storm threat, so that means I'm going to be up all night tomorrow, going to Saturday morning. So it's going to be a long night for me tomorrow. So I better get some good sleep after I watch Georgie and Mandy at 7 o'clock on CBS tonight. And then probably at 7:30 or 8 o'clock, I'll get out of my weather mood, watch some YouTube or something, take a shower, and then call it a night. And then wake up at 9 or 10 in the morning. Because, again, I'm going to be up all night tomorrow night tracking this. Marginal risk of severe weather, barely clipping parts of the area. That's how you'll know I love the weather. And we'll likely have a live radar loop. So actually, it'd be a good idea if I did the live forecast probably like at 10 o'clock at night or something. And I have the stream going throughout the night. Sure, my ideas of everything always happens when we're live. That's what I've been saying on Twitter the past couple of days. By the way, if you ever want to see behind the scenes content or anything like that, make sure to check me out on X right there at DavidALFWX. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say for tonight. You guys have a great rest of your Thursday. I will leave you all off with a final check of this 7-day, and I will talk to y'all tomorrow. More updates ahead tomorrow, and more updates as usual on social media on X.
Weather in Central Texas can be unexpected a lot of times. Stick with Storm for your trusted local weather updates so you can get your daily forecast updates and storm weather coverage from a trusted team you can trust. Stay ahead of the storm with Storm Austin. Storm Austin, Austin's trusted local weather source.